It was the last quarter of the night. The skies of Medina were soaked in tranquility. Moonlight fell silently upon rooftops, and the stars gazed down upon the earth with silent wonder. And on that earth, resting peacefully, was the most beloved of all creations, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the man whose presence illuminated the universe. Suddenly, the skies flashed as if a soul had been lifted. Far away, the mountains of Mecca seemed to tremble. A story had ended, but its lesson was etched forever in history. This is the story of a woman who was beautiful on the outside, yet her heart was disfigured by hatred. A woman who possessed power, but used it for tyranny. This is the story of Jameel, the wife of Abu Lahab, and a sworn enemy of Islam, whom the Qur'an branded as Hamaalat al-Hatab, the carrier of firewood, forever disgraced in divine revelation. Her real name was Adwa bint Harb. She was the sister of Abu Sufyan, one of Quraysh's most powerful chieftains and a member of the noble Umayyad clan. From childhood, pride, arrogance, and vanity were embedded in her personality. She saw herself as superior to other women, born into wealth, honor, and influence. When she married Abdul Uzza ibn Abdul Muttalib, known as Abu Lahab, it was as though two powerful tribes had merged into an unbreakable alliance. She was beautiful, clever, and cunning. Her arrogance only grew with time. She bore 3 sons, Utbah, Utayba, and Mu'attib. Her family held a central place in Quraysh's elite, and that fueled her growing pride. Then came the day that shook Makkah to its core. Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam announced that he was the messenger of Allah, bringing a divine message to mankind. This declaration was not just spiritual, it was a direct threat to the false gods, the elite's dominance, and their corrupt system. The man once known as al-Sadiq and al-Amin, the truthful and trustworthy, was now a prophet. For Jameel, this was unbearable. A mere orphan, a simple trader, now claimed to be the messenger of God? How could the most honorable woman in Mecca accept this? Jealousy, rage, and hatred consumed her heart. Initially, she and Abu Lahab remained silent, but as the Prophet's message spread, their hatred grew stronger. Jameel began deploying all kinds of schemes to oppose the Prophet. Every morning, she would carry a bundle on her back, collecting thorns from palm trees, which she would scatter along the Prophet's path, hoping to injure him. But she didn't know that Allah protects those He loves. But her war was not just physical, it was psychological. She spread venom with her words. She would attend women's gatherings and defame the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, calling him a magician, a poet, or a madman. She incited children to mock him. When he would stand for prayer, she and her family would throw the entrails of camels on his blessed back. And yet the Prophet would only pray, "O Allah, guide my people, for they know not." But her heart only burned more fiercely with hate. Then came the day that Allah revealed a complete surah in the Qur'an, condemning both Abu Lahab and Jameel. Perish the hands of Abu Lahab, and perish he. His wealth and gains will not avail him. He will burn in a fire of blazing flame. And his wife, the carrier of firewood, around her neck a rope of twisted fiber. Surah Al-Masad. The day this surah was revealed, Jameel's face turned crimson with fury. She stormed into the Kaaba with a stone in hand, shouting, "I've heard Muhammad has insulted me." The Prophet was sitting nearby with Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, but Allah had veiled her eyes. She couldn't see him. She turned away, unaware of his presence. Such was the protection of Allah. Yet she did not stop. She forced her sons to divorce the Prophet's daughters, Ruqayya and Kulthum radiallahu anhuma. When the Prophet cursed her son Utayba, a lion later mauled him to death. Jameel saw her son's mutilated body, but her heart remained cold. She was blinded by hatred. Time passed. Islam grew. Makkah changed, but Jameel's venom remained. Her youthful beauty faded into the wrinkles of old age, yet the fire within her never cooled. When the Prophet migrated to Medina, Jameel believed she had won. But soon came the Battle of Badr, where Quraysh suffered a humiliating defeat. Then came Uhud, then Khandak, and finally the conquest of Makkah. The Prophet entered Makkah as a victorious leader, but he did not seek revenge. He forgave. Even Jameel was given safety, but fate had already sealed her doom. Abu Lahab died of a plague, abandoned even in death. His corpse lay rotting for days until slaves pushed it into a pit with sticks. No one mourned. And Jameel, Allah humiliated her in this world too. One morning, the people of Makkah found a lifeless body lying in an alley. Her face was contorted, her hands shredded by thorns, and her eyes wide open with terror. It was Jameel, the same woman who once proudly laid thorns in the Prophet's path. In the end, the thorns became her own punishment. No one came to claim her. The woman who once walked with regal pride was now buried without a funeral. The verse of the Qur'an, "Around her neck is a rope of twisted fiber," was no longer a metaphor. Mufassirun, commentators, say she will carry bundles of firewood in hell, fueling the flames for her enmity toward the messenger. Jameel's tale is not just the story of a woman, it is a lasting warning. Arrogance, jealousy, and hostility toward truth drag a person to unimaginable depths. Neither her wealth, nor her beauty, nor her lineage could save her. She sought to disgrace the Prophet, but Allah eternally disgraced her in His book. And every time Surah Al-Masad is recited, her shame is revived.
If this story touched your heart, we invite you to subscribe to our channel for more Islamic, historical, and heart-wrenching stories. Here we offer not just words, but emotions that awaken the soul. Jazakumullahu khairan.